Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, the Honourable Prime Minister, Honourable Leader of the Opposition and the Members of Parliament. I rise today as the Minister for Public Works and Met Services to provide the House with an update of water in Fiji. As I speak, sir, countries around the world are meeting and taking stock of the progress they have made during this UN Decade for Action on Water and Sanitation. The decade from 2018 to 2028, 5 years in, globally the focus is on mid-term comprehensive review of implementation. As a country, Fiji is also working towards the UN Sustainable Goal targets for water and sanitation. As of today, nationally 82% of Fijians now have access to water supply. This number is close to 98% in urban areas, with more work to be done in providing access to water in rural areas. Access to water supply is not the same as access to reliable 24/7 water supply. I acknowledge that those of you who live in Suva don't have to be reminded of the difference in the two. I will brief the House on unique challenges of the Suva area, Greater Suva area, and the coalition government's plan to improve this situation. Unreliable water supply and disruptions not only cause unnecessary pain to thousands of Fijians, it also has a significant socio-economic toll, which loss productivity and impact on all key economic sectors. The Greater Suva area is supplied by two main water treatment plants, Tamabua and Waila. Both these plants draw raw water from the Waimanu. Tamabua water plant was built in 1961, and the plant has design treatment capacity of 60 million liters per day. Waila treatment plant was built in 1982, and that plant has a design treatment capacity of 95 million liters per day. When the two treatment plants were built, the total population of the Greater Suva area was less than 100,000. Today, Mr. Speaker, sir, 360,000 people live in the Greater Suva area. The Greater Suva area population has tripled, but it's still being served by the same two treatment plants. What is important to note is that today, just to meet the demand, Water Authority runs these old plants at 110% of their designated capacity. And despite that, there is still a daily shortage of 3 million liters between supply and demand. We have all had our disappointments with the Water Authority of Fiji. When the tap runs dry in the morning, we all need someone to blame. But I respectfully ask the House to indulge in me in the daily magic we expect from Water Authority. Mr. Speaker, so we are relying on the Water Authority to produce 110% of design capacity from the two 40-year-old water treatment plants. The Greater Suva area also has no redundancy whatsoever, which means that even with one failed pump or one faulty switchboard, it brings the entire system to its knees. Water Authority's pipe network is about 5,000 kilometers, and most of it is old and failing. In March this year alone, Water Authority had responded to 150 burst mains. This, when compared to the international benchmark of 3 burst mains annually for every 100 kilometers of network, is a huge task. What the benchmark tells us is that we have our pipe network in an ideal maintained condition that should be no more than 150 burst mains throughout Fiji every year. Today, the rate at which new burst mains is greater than Water Authority's ability to fix, given its budget and resources. So the assets are old and need significant intervention. We cannot continue to bleed at this rate. In addition, non-revenue water, in other words, the water that gets lost through leakage, is now costing the authority $23 million annually. Leakage detection and rectification will be intensified and properly resourced. Water Authority has inherited age-old infrastructure. I heard those sitting on the opposite side talk about this aging infrastructure many times. I always give credit to where credit is due. They were right when they said infrastructure is aging. What they failed to understand was that aging infrastructure cannot magically heal itself. It needs investment. The coalition government understands that it needs to work with our funding partners to get the funds we need to build resilient infrastructure. That is being actively pursued right now. So those who are on the opposite side had left the Water Authority with the task of getting blood out of stone. While they talked about aging infrastructure, they reduced the Water Authority of Fiji's capital budget by 53% in the last 5 years. And repairs and maintenance budget was also dropped by 59%. This will not be the case with the coalition government. We are midway into the decade on action on water and sanitation, Mr. Speaker, sir. If access to 24/7 reliable water supply is a challenge, the task of providing access to proper sanitation is even more challenging. As a nation, we have achieved very little on providing access to proper sanitation. If we continue on the current trajectory, Fiji will not be able to meet the UN Sustainable Development Goal number 6, targets for sanitation by 2030. Presently, only 23% of our population has access to proper sanitation, and the impacts on health and environment is significant. In our urban areas, we do have wastewater collection and treatment. The sewage network is already reaching capacity, and wastewater treatment plants reaching the end of their design life. Whether it is Kina Waste Treatment Plant or Navakai, we are already at design capacity. So, population growth in Greater Suva area as well as rapidly growing Nandi in the west requires urgent attention on wastewater treatment plants. We as a government understand that lack of attention to proper sanitation in rural areas, informal settlements, as well as new urban expansion areas will have a significant impact and needs to be prioritized. The water ministers of the Pacific met in Nadi in November 2022, and Fiji was represented, and it stressed the need for urgent action on sanitation. We will honor this international commitment and will embark upon delivering this critical area. We cannot talk about water without acknowledging climate change. Fiji has been experiencing some major climatic events that have either disrupted the provision of service or completely damaged water and wastewater assets. We have had significant floods in the north, and I visited the Water Authority team in the north and inspected the damage. The cost of quick fixes to restore supplies to Lambasa ran into thousands, sir. Unfortunately for Fiji, the impact of climate change is growing and severe every year. If not addressed significantly, our ability to address clean drinking water to Fijians will be severely impacted. Designing and building climate resilient infrastructure is the only way. Hydrology data also indicate more fluctuations in river stream flow at Sabura and Waila worsened by climate change, human activity, silting, and soil erosion. So the World Bank has done a climate vulnerability assessment report for Fiji in 2017. The cost to reduce Fiji's vulnerability to climate change was estimated in US 4.2 billion. In planning for future infrastructure, it is critical that vulnerability is assessed. Water Authority was created by predecessors with the aim of improving water and sanitation. It would be fair to note that the aim of which the Water Authority was created is yet to be achieved. A capable and financial and viable water authority will be able to deliver its intended aim. It's critical for Fiji's economy. In February, I met with the Asian Development Bank team looking at Water Authority's journey from its inception to now. It was their conclusion that the current legal, regulatory, and institutional framework how it operates now is inhibiting its ability to deliver water and wastewater services. The issues raised is being reassessed and will be acted upon. The corporatization of Water Authority is critical for its ability to access various funding models that are currently not available to it. I should make it clear that corporatization does not impede the government's ability to provide subsidized water and wastewater services where needed. Incentivizing water mitigation measures to expand these measures is being looked into. So, my intent is to provide an update to paint a clear and honest picture about the current state of water in Fiji, and I would like to assure everyone that the coalition government will improve on the situation in the 4 years ahead of us, and we'll also be looking at long-term measures. So the Rewa River water supply will bring online additional 40 million liters of water per day into the Suvarnosuri system. The project construction is on track to be completed by July this year. It will be a big boost for the greater Suvarnosuri area and end the need for intermittent supply in parts of the system. I have met the project managers and key contractors on site at Viria and impressed upon them that this system must come online in July. I thank my predecessor, Honorable Choni Usamati, for his role in the project, and it is my duty as a succeeding minister to see that it is completed on time. I am personally monitoring the project progress. We also need to improve the water supply network redundancy, and we are looking into emergency works that are required to create some redundancy in the system, allowing Water Authority to help maintain critical assets without bringing the entire system done. Extra reservoirs in strategic locations is being looked into. Mr. Speaker, sir, to mitigate the current challenges with water supply in Nandi Lautoka area, there is urgent need for additional water storage infrastructure to cope with the increasing demand. And we as a government have initiated a scope review of the proposed Nandi flood mitigation project. And we have been advised that a multi-purpose storage would meet flood mitigation as well as water supply objectives. While we work on short-term measures, the reality remains that our current water supply system remains vulnerable, and we need to look at short-term measures, of course, such as water trucks operations. This is an area which we are also looking into. There have been complaints, and these are being currently addressed for better services in this area. I would also like to inform the House that the coalition government has started the development of the Water Sector 2050 strategy. This is a long-term plan for the water sector, bringing together all key stakeholders of the economy, such as tourism, agriculture, industry, etc., regulators, banking and technology. It will focus on improving customer service and delivery of water to citizens. It will prioritize the economics of provision of water services for supporting national development through investments in climate-resilient infrastructure. During the World Water Day, an ideation workshop was held to kickstart this water sector strategy development, and the outcome will be a discussion paper for releasing at the National Economic Summit. So I finished by saying the water and sanitation infrastructure requires long-term thinking, and as an imperative on the current generation to plan for better Fiji. As a nation, for the first time, the Water Sector 2050 strategy will provide us with a national vision on water, and will ensure that we are not in the same position come year 2050. It can still be utilized by Fiji First when it returns to power in 16 years. In addition, I note that there is a need for a national infrastructure strategy. This is being pursued with our development partners to complement the Water Sector 2050 strategy and also the associated financial strategies and infrastructure strategies. To conclude, our attitude to water must change. So it is a precious commodity. Government will do what it can, and the public also has a part to play in proactive water conservation measures and mitigation. As a minister, I am committed to achieving the objectives relating to water I have set out for the next 4 years. Let us all work together on water.
Thank you.